Okay, so I was just doing a video about Shador and what he was saying when he was talking to Darius. He said he had dreams. He said anytime something bad or something crazy is about to happen, he has these dreams. Whenever they are getting ready to do something that may change something, they get these dreams. I understand that. I understand that. I have them too. I have times where shit just pops into my head, whether I'm wide awake or whether it's in a dream. For me, they always come as some kind of animal and the traits of that animal. And I know over the years how to decipher it. For me, see, I think our spirituality doesn't come from a book. I think that our spirituality comes from the ground, from the spirits that walk around us. I think we're a vessel for those shoulders that we stand on. Now, I spent my life in the white world. I don't have a bunch of people who look like me in my life, especially on a consistent basis. Yes, I have family that cares about me, and I care about my family. I'm talking about outside of that. Talking about outside of that. So it helped me gain a little bit of perspective about the people who don't look like me. And that's what I know. I probably got a PhD in white supremacy and how it acts. I know it's subtle little ways of pulling you in close and poisoning you. I know it's out and out rage. I've experienced it all. So I'm not the kind of guy that lets a lot of shit slide. If I've proven to you that I'm law and that I can be trusted, and then you allow somebody else to tell you some kind of story that makes you turn, I got no use for you. I'm not begging you to come back into my life. I'm not doing it. And that goes for anybody. They can look like me, not look like me, it don't matter. I'm just old Dennis, just an old country boy. And I'll do my best not to do you wrong. Not just do my best, I'll make sure I don't. I'll walk away from something before I do you wrong. Can't be said for the people who don't look like me. It can't be said for a lot of people who do. Because sometimes they want to be next to the devil. Sometimes that's where their comfort's at. And I ain't gonna lie. I've run with the devil. And he'd be happy to have me back. Now, I wasn't no lawbreaker running around. I lived by the laws of the positions that I was in. When you're in the street, the punishment is different. When you're in the white supremacy, the punishment is different. So I wanted to make sure that anybody who crossed me, who came to me feeling like they were going to stand above me, their punishment was going to be different. Now, I ain't never been one to run around making a bunch of noise talking about what all I do. Because I don't feel it's necessary. I don't have to tell you anything about me. I don't have to tell you what I do, what I won't do. I just will and I won't. So, this is what I'm saying. They're coming out with these little stupid ass laws, shit that they make up. Because see, that's one thing that the Caucasians have an uncanny ability to do. They have an uncanny ability to say something and form it into an absolute fact with no evidence, no proof whatsoever of these accusations that they make. But they'll make them, and they'll stand by them, and they'll start making up laws. You know, like they did once they lost that last little skirmish that they ain't got over yet. That happened after the things they tell us to get over. Know what I'm saying? So, they believe that history repeats itself because it was the right thing. I believe that history repeats itself because it was hidden. So the time is up. Those lies that you tell, the only people who believe it are the ones that look like you. And the ones that want to be with you. Because they don't realize that they're on the losing team. They don't realize that they're getting ready to join the losing team. Because people like me, who were taught by the people who endured your shit, it's a different world, people. We don't fight out of hate. We fight to protect our people. They attack out of need because they don't know who they are. They know what they are, which is inferior. They don't like it when they don't have power over you. They don't like it when you can walk into the room and they already know that you're way stronger than they can handle. So they go through their motions, like they did with Shador, like they've done with Kamala. Let me get that shit right. See, they think they can just do anything they want to do with no repercussions. And I like that. I do, I like that. Because I can promise you, every time they got confident, yeah, it was always fun. They're easily led. Because we know what they'll do. We know their reactions to everything. Look what they're doing now. You look at every fucking executive order that this fool has written, signed. Look at every one of them. There is not one that addresses any of the needs that this country had before he showed up. It's proof that DEI didn't even earn it. Didn't earn it. WEI, white entitled ignorance, ineptitude, inferiority. See, you can look at these people and you can see the snake in them, the rat, the mouse. You see them all. You see that big fat mouse sitting up there in that desk? You see the little mice running around, throwing up paper on there so he can make himself look good? Because he knows them big ass rats that paid his way in, they're waiting for their payments. They're waiting on them payments. So he has to do all he can, scramble all he can to get them people paid back. Because he already know that other little mouse they got off to the side, his replacement, you know, one they sent over there to see somebody else who just all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? It's what they do. Obvious, because what's the first fucking executive order after that trip? What was the first executive order written? See, they got to get rid of the resistance in order to pull off their shit. They got to silence the ones who will tell the truth about it, that don't fear them. I don't fear them. I don't fear them. If nothing else, when you put me in the ground, I'm just fertilizer for the next one. See, as far as I'm concerned, I was put here to bear witness, and my life was to bear witness on who that Caucasian is. And I can promise you, no matter how much they tell you that they're concerned about you, they will never put themselves in a position to protect you. Now they'll tell you how wrong it was when they think you're gonna be the victim. And then they'll tell you how wrong you was because you treated them the way you were supposed to. Oh, you didn't have to do all that. That was exaggeration. Don't you think that was a little over? No, it wasn't. And never was. I will never feel bad about the opportunities that I had to confront those people. I will never feel bad for the teaching and the way that they was taught it. And I know I'm not the only one that looks like me that feels like that. Because I will always see them through the eyes of the shoulders that I stand on. It doesn't matter that I was around them all my life. It doesn't matter that people who look like me wasn't around me all my life. It was probably best for people who look like me not. Because I enjoyed setting them up. I enjoyed putting myself in spots where they thought they were safe. You know what I mean? Because, hey, look, they ain't the only ones that can have ulterior motives. You know what I mean? When I know you don't like me, I'm going to give you your opportunity. Because you have no idea how much I dislike you. And I will convince you that I'm nervous, that I'm worried. And you'll believe that all the way up till you get there. So this is for the people who don't look like me. That think that you got big, powerful people standing up there in front of you, behind the podium, all that shit. I want you to understand something. You worry about the apocalypse? I don't. You worry about 666, the day of reckoning? I don't. See, the reckoning is not coming to people who look like me. The sins of your fathers are what you're about to pay for. So, stay comfortable in your supremacy. Stay comfortable in the belief that that pen that you use to scribble on that paper means something to us. Because one thing's for sure, you have never kept a promise. One thing's for sure, you will never hold a deal. Anybody who makes a deal with you, it's a deal with the devil. There is nothing about you that is loyal to humanity. There is nothing about you that is even loyal to the species that you are. You will throw each other under the bus. You will eat each other. You will do everything you can in the quest for power. But you only have power over the weak. And I'm going to spend my time making these videos because I don't even do it for money. I'm broke as a motherfucker. I ain't got no money. I mean, I ain't got no money. So I ain't on there, on these videos, trying to make money. Because in order to do that, I gotta do what they want. I gotta talk like they want. And that ain't happening. I'll stay broke. I'll plant my seeds and I'll grow my groceries. I'll live off this land. But one thing I won't do is listen to you people and the ones who look like me, who fearmonger and they all scared of what somebody might do. I've seen a lot of them run in with confidence, and I've seen a whole lot of them run out, and they didn't have that same confidence. So, when we see, I'm talking about people who look like me, when we see people who look like them walk up to a podium and they start talking about how they ain't gonna tolerate this and they ain't gonna tolerate that, and how somebody gonna feel the full force of the law, there's another law of nature. And see, the rat can be a badass in the yard, in the sewer. He can be that. But when he comes out into the light, and the lions and the tigers and the bears, oh my. That's who we are. We don't owe these people nothing, except a little bit more of what they like to dish out. So that's what I'm saying. Just no country boy. Now, I ain't no fucking body. I ain't got no juice. I can't make shit happen. All I can do is tell you, if you look like me, don't fear the ones that look like them. When they walk up to you, remind them that they're the fucking immigrant. See, we didn't migrate here. We was brought here. And we owe them for that. We owe them for that. Because now, we paid for the property. We paid for every bit, every acre of the property that these people run around on. They haven't paid the price to be an American. There's the American Indian, and there's the Black American. And then there's your Hispanics and your Latinos who want to be like them. So all of y'all can huddle up together and tell us what you know about being an immigrant. Because you can't tell us anything about being an American because you're not one. There's the American Indian, and there's the black American, and the rest of y'all are immigrants. I don't care. The Hispanics had slaves. You don't see the Afro-Hispanic in the limelight. You don't see the Afro-Latino in the spotlight. So make sure you keep yourself excluded when the Americans take over. So you want to join that losing team, you're welcome to it. Because I've noticed a lot of holes that are opening up in their game. And I think people who look like me see them too. The ones who aren't afraid. The ones who don't want to sit in daddy's lap. We see you. And we see your holes opening up. You think that these things that you are doing are making you stronger. And you're right. You just keep doing your business. Because just like you can't keep the grass from growing, you can't keep us from knowing. And we're going to introduce you to your history. And them couple of lucky plays that you got off, you won a couple games. But your strategy has never changed. Because desperation and fear makes your weakness show. And I want you to understand, this your final run. This old boy you got in here right now that's got people convinced that these little executive orders mean something, they last as long as he does. That's all. They last as long as he does. And he ain't got long. Can't beat Father Time. You see the disrespect around the world for this fucking dude, and you still attach yourself to him. So don't expect respect when the opportunity presents itself. And it's gonna. Because that's history. And all these little rules and regulations that you think you're writing up, you ain't got enough room. You ain't got enough room. You've already painted yourself into the corner. You can't leave nothing but tracks when you come out. And we're following those tracks. And when we get to the end of that track and find your feet, we're going to hold them to the fire. So put your thick socks on. Get your helmet. Because all these things you fear, they're on their way. We're peaceful people until we're not. This is quiet elevation. Let's elevate.